Okay, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet this week. I'm doing this at the level of beginner, so I'm stating a lot of the obvious for the things I show on my channel. So sit back, enjoy, and maybe you can have a fun project with your kids. The point of sanding and then cleaning with acetone or some kind of dirt remover is to give the paint the best chance to bond. I'm also using self-etching primer, which also gives you a bit of an edge. So I always paint the hard to reach spots where the kids won't think to shoot it, and then I let them do all the big spots. Really, the kids just like shooting spray paint, so why not give them something constructed to do besides shooting puddles of paint all over something that we're going to throw out. So this gives them kind of a positive way to get that painting itch satisfied, quote unquote. So this spray grip tool makes a night and day difference for little hands or people with trouble with their hands. It makes it so easy to spray paint that even a 5-year-old can do it. I'm trying to teach them the motion, and so the way that I've been teaching them is I put my hand on and I show them the motion first, and once they get the hang of it, then they can do it all themselves. Eva got the hang of it pretty fast. James got better and better as the project went on. So it's really hard for kids to keep the right speed and, more importantly, the right distance. They always end up too close. And then it makes kind of like a puddle or a run or a streak. So just keep a towel handy with a little acetone on it, and you can just wipe the puddle right up and shoot right over it. This gold paint was Eva's first pick for her color. I wasn't very impressed with it even after letting it dry for 24 hours. The paint immediately got pulled up by the painter's tape, at least little bits and pieces. It was a little disappointing. My die-hard go-to is the Rust-oleum high-performance stuff. It comes in a wide variety of colors. It dries fast, it makes a rock-hard finish, and it's shiny, so it's pretty. This is really the only part of the project that they can't help with because they're not allowed to use knives. When I cut the shapes out that they drew, I was sure to faithfully cut them out exactly as they drew it. The one I'm showing you here is actually one that I drew. I drew one on each of their 2 toolboxes on the back, just for fun. So I started cutting with just a bare utility knife blade. Then I switched to a more typical utility knife because it was hurting my fingers. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, just buy one of these breakaway blades. Every time the blade tip gets dull, you just snap the tip off, push it out a notch, and you get a new one. Also, you might already have one of the hobby sets. These work just as well too. The problem is that once you dull the blade, it's dull. So I'm kind of glad this happened to me, but this is the only pitfall on a painting project like this. You have to pick all your paints as either oil or enamel based, or water or acrylic based. If you mix one on top of the other, you won't get a good bond, which is what happened here. Eva picked a water-based paint and it created this crackly finish because it couldn't bond to the oil. So when pairing your paints, make sure they're all the same type of paint. If you're not sure, just buy all ones with the same labels. This can be a little tricky to do with 2 coats of paint on top of the tape. The way I did it is I slipped a fresh blade right underneath the tape and above the paint sideways and peeled just enough up that little fingers can get at it. Although it's a little painstaking, that's the way you have to do it. Also, try not to pull up on the tape, pull it parallel to the work surface so that you don't lift up any of the paint you want to stay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little montage I put together of the final result. I hope you have fun garage selling and painting something that you found at a garage sale with leftover paint. It's a fun project for kids. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one, hopefully.